Fran had trouble hearing us over all the excitement, but with a little help from a friend, we got her attention.
They already know that I love them. I give many, many hugs, and I have had their grandparents, their parents, and now them. And my teachers are my family, and the students are my grandchildren.
A standing ovation for a woman almost 84 years young, who has been teaching for 64 years.
They always ask my age, and I tell them I'm 29. I've been in this community since 1962. I taught in one-room schools just outside of New Glarus for 7 years. I had, I believe, 15 students that first year.
Fran was the last to teach in the one-room Nessa school, now a home in rural New Glarus.
And this was the main school, and the chalkboard was against that back wall.
She taught grades 1 through 8 and keeps a scrapbook of her memories.
That I had a part in their life, and I hope that they cherish, as well as I do, the times we had together. Many of my students are now teachers here. In fact, the principal, Dr. Eichelkraut, 35 years ago was my 6th grade student, and now he's my boss.
Fran started teaching 6th grade in a traditional school setting in 1962.
Good morning, boys and girls. Good morning. So what are we working on today?
Fran retired in 1997.
I was 62, and I thought, you know, we'll give a chance for some others, because I had put in, you know, but I went right back subbing, and I'm so happy I did.
So you never really stopped?
No, I didn't.
You can still find her subbing almost every day of the week.
Okay, how many amendments are there?
She gives her best every day. She's not just a warm body in a classroom. She is teaching. She's going to make sure that those students, wherever they are, kindergarten through seniors, are getting the best education they can get because she's there that day.
Not only is she a teacher, she's also their biggest cheerleader, throwing parties for every home football game and attending the boys basketball state championship, watching the team win their first ever state title.
She doesn't need to be there. She's been, I'm sure, to plenty of them, but she just keeps coming, keeps supporting, and it's great to have her.
When you're playing games or like you're at games watching, like you always see her in the stands. She's always there.
And how much longer are you going to be here?
Well, they tell me that if I'm not able to walk, they have wheelchairs. And that I will be here forever. So we'll see.
I am here from NBC 15 to present you with our Crystal Apple Awards for Excellence in Teaching. Congratulations.
I only can say thank you. This is our school. This is our life. We are here for our students, for our family, for our friends, and we only want to say thank you so much for this.
Well earned. Well earned.
Profe Raul Medina and Maestra Cristina de la Fuente share a life together.
Semana.
A classroom.
Azucarero.
And a love of teaching.
We prepare a lot of songs, we prepare a lot of activities, and yeah, it's a compliment here for the students.
And in the same moment, we are teaching something that is really weird, that the respect and the love between us.
I knew some of the simple hola.
Students, both past and present, say they've become much better Spanish speakers.
Now I know like almost every Spanish word.
Thanks to the pair.
Yo quiero es mi profe y maestra. That means I love my teachers. They teach us a lot, my classmates.
For my sister Krista.
I wish I could stay with them in the class.
Súper bien.
But this year will be their last.
Y ahora, esto lo quitamos.
¿Qué hora es?
They will be back teaching in Spain next school year.
It's going to be like really hard to come back and to start working in the way we used to. I mean, now our heads are running like we want to change everything in Spain now. We want to work in the way they are teaching it here. You see the kids, they are so happy for coming back the very next day.
It's very, very amazing the way that they work together, the way that they teach together, the way that they handle their classrooms. It's really kind of magical once you're a parent and you get to see that.
Can you tell me one of the rules to live by that you learned from Barack Obama's speech or Steve Jobs' speech?
For 25 years, Tracy Schutt has been using the words of presidents and CEOs to teach social studies.
Take risks.
Take risks. Excellent.
Don't give up on yourself.
Great.
Don't be afraid to ask questions.
Super.
But this year, she's applying those words to herself and her 6th grade students, some of whom desperately needed help.
The first couple weeks, I was like just going along with it, and then it all fell apart.
Just getting her to school every day became very hard. And then once in school, it was very hard for her to attend the actual classes.
And then it just kind of spiraled from there. But it spiraled very quickly.
Nola Prohaska's anxiety was so debilitating that for the first 4 months of the school year, she spent more time in the guidance office than in class. But Tracy wouldn't give up.
I just felt like I could relate to her, and I felt so much for her. I didn't know what I could do, so I just tried everything. Trust yourself when others doubt you.
Tracy would meet Nola in the parking lot to walk her into school. They would eat lunch together.
The first entry was November 9th.
She even started a journal.
Nola, I loved all the writing. You were amazing yesterday, and it was heartwarming to see you beaming at lunch.
That she and Nola would pass back and forth.
I like that. You can do it. Girl power. Nola rocks.
Anything to start a conversation.
So she said, thank you for the layout of the day. Your chaperoning, that took a huge weight off my shoulders. I didn't want to push her into it, but just as a way for her to kind of talk to me when we weren't together.
Sometimes it was easier to just write things down on paper instead. So we would talk back and forth in it, and not just about anxiety, but things that were going on in our families' lives too. And yeah, it was really cool. It created a bond with us.
And after winter break, Nola returned to class and within weeks was back to her full schedule.
Now she is getting straight A's pretty much again. I mean, she's right back to the Nola that it's like a Nola, new and improved Nola.
It feels amazing. I want to go back, and it feels good.
The key to Mrs. Schutt is that she looks to build solid relationships with her kids. And that's what happened with Nola, but that's what happens with all of her students.
And it's that life lesson that she says is the most important lesson of all.
I don't really care how much social studies you learn. At the end of the day, I just want you to be a good person. And I try to model that for them and just let them know that I'm here for them and that I respect them and I care about them.
All set? You bet!
Perfect. Carla Campbell has spent 22 years trying to help her students see what is possible.
Remember, our key word today from this morning was to, what was the word? Visualize.
It's a skill Carla herself learned to master this school year.
The very first thing I did in the morning was I always meditated, and I would visualize myself, healing myself, number one, and number two, I would visualize my day.
Diagnosed with breast cancer in May of 2018, Carla was determined to get back to her classroom. Despite a summer filled with treatments and hospital visits, Carla found strength through her students at Pineview Elementary School in Reedsburg.
My students have always been important to me, but going through this, coming to them every day, they were my rock. Thanks, Katie. Thank you, Maya. Thanks, Zane. I would walk in and there was a smile, a handshake, a hug. Even if I didn't feel good that day, they were there, you know, for me.
She really has not missed a beat, even though she's missed some school due to her battle. She really has just been here in spirit the whole year.
Both Dana Wested and Jody Byer have known Carla since she walked into the building as a first-year teacher.
On the outside, it looks like it's easy, but she is really just, I don't even know how to put it, like
one of the strongest women we know.
Yeah. Thank you, Dana. You're welcome. She is.
So strong, Carla's personal cancer-fighting motto is to be a gladiator. To honor that vision, Jody designed T-shirts, and before long, students, staff, and hundreds of Reedsburg residents were proudly sporting Team Gladiator shirts.
It makes me feel proud that I have a lot of people that care. Yeah.
And her friends say her positive attitude is not only inspiring them, but also her students.
I myself have juvenile arthritis, and so I learned that she's just being unbelievably strong through it all, and so I'm just like, wow, it's amazing. So I've learned to be strong through it all no matter what.
I just think it's for wherever they go in their life, they're always going to have that role model as, well, my first grade teacher was able to overcome that, have that mindset like, oh, we can do this, and we did it together.
So together, we honor this teacher for her strength of mind and body and her vision of what is possible.
Your 2019 Crystal Apple teacher from Pineview, Mrs. Carla Campbell.
Wow, what an honor. I don't have enough words to say thank you to all of you and all of my staff members.
Hey, listen up, guys.
Jeff Craze taught math and science for 34 years.
So no homework club at lunch.
Before becoming Dean of Students.
Hey, Pipe, you got a little something in your teeth.
Now in his 37th year,
what's up, hon?
He calls it an honor to build relationships with kids of all ages.
Oh, you're just trying to get on the picture there. To me, it's more about developing that relationship with the student, knowing where they're coming from. If you have that relationship, they'll rise far above what you ever expected them to. Wow, he got an award?
He takes the time to make sure everybody is cared for, everybody feels important, everybody can become the best that they can be. And that's not just students, that's faculty, teachers, everybody around him.
For the last 12 years, he's taken his lessons on the road, bringing buses of kids on mission trips from Texas to West Virginia to South Dakota.
They're truly life-changing trips. They've really opened my mind and truly changed who I am in a good way.
Said the kids come back changed. Some come back very broken because of what they witnessed. And I think they realize, wow, we've got it pretty good. My daughter, Emily.
For the Crazes, it's a family affair. His grandmother taught in a one-room schoolhouse in Illinois. His father taught, his wife taught, and all three of their kids are teachers.
Yeah, I'm kind of emotional.
After 34 years, Mr. Craze and his wife retired, but their plans to travel quickly turned to treatment. Danny was diagnosed with cancer in August and passed away in October.
She was a much better teacher than I ever can dream of being, so yes, thought of her often. Yeah.
I think his second tour here is our chance to pick him up. He spent the first 34 years being everything to us, and I think in a way he needs us as much as we need him right now, and that's a really good thing.
Mr. Craze returned to school the following year.
My life changed, and it was the kids that were probably more compassionate, understanding, loving, and accepting, and just their heart broke as much as mine broke, so that was kind of neat to experience that.
He makes everybody feel like more confident in themselves each day, and I think having him back from 2016, our school has really started to feel more positive and more confident.
Bringing back his message of love and understanding.
Be who you are, and don't let anybody change you, because you're made just the way you are, perfect.